The Boston Bruins have just fooled everybody. When many people thought that this team was still going to be hibernating, they came out here against the Montreal Canadiens and really showed that this team is playoff made, with a lot of help from some unlikely heroes, I guess we could say, in the nicest way possible. And Jeremy Swayman's first game, we have a lot to talk about here in this video coming from this game and what we're going to see over the next few games from this Boston Bruins team. Now, before we get into all of this news here, be sure to hit the sub button. A high percentage of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. If you're looking for a spot to get all of your Boston Bruins news, you're in the right spot. Hit the sub button. Join me here on the channel. We're covering everything Boston Bruins related. Now, this game, we need to get into it right away because this was an absolute amazing game. The Bruins fooled everybody. As I said, they thought they were still hibernating, but the bear has woken up. And in this game, although it may not have been the most beautiful game, it might not have been the perfect game, but the Bruins really showed that what we're going to see in this game and how this is going to translate into game 10 of the season, we're going to have a real force on our hands. And we'll pull up the first screenshot here of this one. Make it the big screen is the stats for this one. Because as you can see, these points were spread out just about over almost every forward. And this is a thing that we're going to hopefully see a lot very soon. And a lot of unlikely names here that you're going to see. A lot of unlikely names that we're hoping we're going to see more. Mark Kastelik, 2 goals in this one. Only 5 last year in his entire season. Cole Koepke, another 3-point game for him, as well as Elias Lindholm. The new additions for this game were absolutely showing out. And although, as I mentioned, it wasn't the most beautiful game, but that's the way that we kind of expected the first few games to go, while all of the new additions, all of the former Bruins really start to mingle and start to get their play underway. Because we've acknowledged that there was a bit of an issue going on in training camp in the preseason with the whole Swayman contract situation going on. There wasn't too many people who were really, like, I don't want to say not focused, but there was a lot of controversy and a lot of thoughts going through Bruins players' heads, a lot of them being asked questions about it, and they weren't really 100% ready to go. But now that that is underway, this is exactly what we're ready to see. This is exactly what we want to see. Now, once again, this game, there was a few too many penalties from our liking from the Boston Bruins here. 12 penalty minutes, which, I mean, is better than what we've seen last game, but still, a few penalties that should not have been taken. One example was Brad Marchand flipping it over the glass there in the third period. Really no need of that. Could have really done anything with it. They were in the Montreal end, so you know, there's many options of what you can do, what you wanted to do. I guess that's probably just not a lapse of judgment, but just, you know, something that happens off the top of your head. You don't really mean to do it, but it just happens. And a few other ones that were, I'm going to say, okay penalties, but still ones that you kind of want to clean up as we get further into the season. But a pretty even game from both sides, to be fair. Boston really had a good offensive advantage, I would say, in this game. Swayman, we've seen the jitters there. This is the first real bit of action, even let alone practice. This is the first bit of action that we're seeing from him in the starting net at all for the past, you know, couple months for the most part. So I'm expecting this to be, once again, cleaned up once again, but I fully expected this kind of game out of Jeremy Swayman. I didn't expect him to go out here right away, start, you know, shut out on 40 saves like we seen Samuel Montembeault do yesterday, which was absolutely absurd. But I've seen a lot of shades of Swayman here in this game that is going to be very exciting for the future. And I not just the future of this whole contract, the whole Bruins tenure, but this season, not even down the road of this season. I'm going to say next game, the game after. Once we start to see Swayman back in this groove, back in the momentum that he had last season, we're going to see him back to the top level of where he's going to be. We've seen some detrimental saves here in this game, really saving some, and obviously a few weak goals as well. Those are going to happen, though, and as I mentioned, kind of expected that being his first bit of action since last year's playoffs in a game scenario. So overall, I'm quite happy with the game, quite content. And a win is a win. I don't care if this game was 9-8. We would have had more to talk about in a bit of a concerning aspect of things, but a win is a win is a win. And that's the best way of putting it right now with this one. But as I mentioned, some unlikely heroes in this game, and one that I really hope we do continue to see. And the new acquisitions are really shocking everybody. You know, Elias Lindholm and Nikita Zadorov, 2 of the guys we really expected to be highlights on this team, have easily been already. But Mark Kastelik, Cole Koepke, 2 of the new guys that we are seeing in this NHL roster. What a game from those guys. I think those guys really need to have a round of applause for them, pat on the back, whatever you want to do. Those guys need to be praised for this game because what we've seen from this, even though it's the Montreal Canadiens, I know they're not a top team, but they're a quick team. They're a very, very skilled young team that is only going to be getting better as the season goes on and as the seasons go on in the future. And playing this type of game against these guys, the younger guys are going to skate around. You guys like Mark Kastlik, Cole Koepke, not really known to be the talented players, some of the top in the NHL, but they really showed out here in this game, and I've got to say, I am quite happy. As you can see Scott McLaughlin here, Elias Lindholm, a goal and 2 assists, Cole Koepke, a goal and 2 assists, Kastlik, 2 goals, and Pastrnak, of course, a goal and an assist. But the way this game translated from the beginning to the end, I'm a big fan of it. I'm going to call this game 7-4 as well, because I don't think that was contact against Caden Primo here in that first period. That first goal, I'm counting that as a goal. Game was 7-4. Let's roll on with it. But as you can see, you're seeing these guys' names at the top of this list, the top of the score chart, the top of the 3 stars of the game from a lot of the reporters. This is what you want to see. These guys are going to be really a big part of a gem going into the further parts of this season. We really need everybody rolling, and that's the big thing. The Bruins have a very good fourth line, and that was proven in this game, and I think we're going to see a lot more from this. I think this line of Johnny Beecher, Mark Kastlik, and Cole Koepke cannot change at all just yet. We need to see more from this line, and well, I know at least I do for sure. This line, the potential that this has, I think is going to be elite. And as I mentioned earlier in this video, Mark Kastlik, 2 goals. He had 5 last season, and he already has 2 in Game 2 this season already. I'm expecting a major year from him. I'm very happy with how he played on the offensive side of the puck, on the defensive side of the puck, the fight in the first game. He's just going to be one of these fan favorite guys that Boston Bruins fans are going to love. And I really cannot wait to see how this game translates into the next game against LA. And I feel like this team really is going to take away from here and really just show out once again. And let's pull up this the stat card here as well, just before we end off this video. You can see the offense here is exactly what we wanted to see. Now, there are a few negatives here, Charlie Coyle, Morgan Geekie, but those are not even, those don't even matter in this game because they're not too bad on the negative side of things, just over a -1, but that translates over from the positives from this game. As you can see, once again, 3 of the new guys on the top of this list, Cole Koepke, Mark Kastlik, and Elias Lindholm. I'm really hoping we're going to see a lot more of this, and I think that you guys are going to be very ecstatic about this game. And I want you guys to let me know in the comments what you think of this game, how we go from here. What did you think about this specific line? I want to know everything about what you guys think about this. How do you feel about this? What do you want to see going forward from this line? Because this game, they fooled everybody. The Bruins they got in the heads of the Canadiens thinking that they were asleep. They were absolutely not. We've seen a major game from this Boston Bruins team, and we're only going to get better from here. So let me know what you think about this game in the comments below. Some streams coming soon after some more games. I could have after this one, but I had to speak about Mark Kastlik here in this video before. I wanted to get your guys' opinions because I know that it's pretty late now, and a lot of you guys are probably going to bed, but let me know in the comments below. More videos. I'm going to have one about Mark Kastlik and this fourth line tomorrow, so be sure to stay tuned for that. Hit the sub button if you do want to stay up to date with that, and the sub and the notification bell if you do not want to miss any content. But I'm signing out. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.